Hi friends, a lot of people have been asking on my email about the simplicity of claiming refunds under section 54 subsection 3 of CGST Act 2017. So it's a short video. It has to be in English because the words used in the section are difficult to speak in Hindi. You can claim cash refund straight away on three main grounds. One, you can claim IGST paid or unutilized input tax credit for the export of goods or services or both. Exports are zero rated and you should pick up the definition under section 16 of IGST Act. For export of services, you have to pick up the definition of section 2 subsection 6 of IGST Act to satisfy the conditions. For export of goods, the receipt of payment in foreign currency is not a precondition to claim cash refund under section 54(3). However, in my view, for export of services, there is a precondition that you must receive consideration in convertible foreign exchange. Otherwise, revenue is likely to deny you cash refund. Of course, this issue is debatable, and in courts of law, we may even win it even if the consideration for export of services is received from the exporter in our bank account in INR category. So in service tax, there were some judgments to this effect, but now in GST law, Rule 6A that existed in service tax regime, now it is a part of the Act. And not only part of the Act, part of the definition itself. Therefore, my view, for export of services, you must receive to claim cash refund from the department without litigation in convertible foreign exchange. On second category of refund you can claim cash is inverted duty structure. Inverted duty structure is where your input supplies are taxed higher than the output tax supplies. Of course, you may have to go through notifications where the legislature has not restricted by way of notification the refund even in such circumstances. However, for construction services, there is a view in department based on section 54(3) that in such cases the cash refund for services is not allowed. This too is debatable because the scheme of the Act GST, if it does so, then it is likely to discriminate and we may invoke Article 14. However, for the time being, for this purpose of this video and for our understanding, we will say that revenue will deny you the cash refund for input tax services used for the purpose of construction services. Number 2, refund application has to be filed in RFD 01. The limitation will start from when you file the application, and this application as per section 54 has to be filed 2 years before the relevant date. It is not up to 2 years, it is before the 2 years of the relevant date. The relevant date for various categories is defined in section 54. You may have to go through it yourself. Now, there is a circular of the department that if the proper officer finds any deficiency in your application and you refile it, then the second rectified application shall be taken afresh. Well, I am afraid the circular is ultra vires. There is no such provision either in section 54 or in the rules. The other important thing is that you are supposed to give only documents as prescribed in RFD 01. The proper officer cannot ask you any other document other than the document mentioned to claim refund in the application. If the proper officer asks any document and you do not wish to give it within time, you can refuse and quote section because you have no authority to ask for these documents. Next, number 3, which is a very, very important question, that is the entire process of refund rejection or acceptance, including the cash credit in bank, must be completed by the proper officer within the limitation period of 60 days. If he does not pass the order within 60 days, in my view, refund is deemed to have been sectioned because as per section 56, you will start getting interest after the expiry of 60 days. Once that is the provision under section 56, then by implication it's clear that refund order must be passed by the profit officer rejecting or accepting the refund within 60 days, including the time taken to remove deficiencies. Supreme Court, while interpreting section 11B of Central Excise Act, which is exactly like 56(1), which we are dealing with, in the case of Union of India versus Hamdard Waqf Laboratories in 2016, interpreted the 11B provision based on another Supreme Court ruling of Ranbaxy Labs Limited, and clearly said even if heavens fall, the refund process has to be completed within the limitation given in section 11B, that is 56(1). In other words, the proper officer, for whatever reasons he may have, whatever objections he may have, whatever notices in RFD 08 may give it to you, he must pass the order rejecting or accepting the refund within 60 days from date of application. In my view, when you rectify an application, it does not change the character of original application. This rectified application will step into the shoes of original application. Therefore, the RFD 01 date will stand, notwithstanding when they issue you acknowledgement. By taking time to issue acknowledgement, the limitation of 60 days mentioned in 56(1), in my view, cannot be extended. Therefore, once in 60 days, the application for refund has not been disposed of, in my view, the refund has to be given, and all the taxpayers are entitled for interest. There should be no doubt about it. The last question about refund is that what are the amounts of refund? In case refund is not a provisional refund, it is full amount mentioned in RFD 01. Of course, he can stop the refund if the returns are pending, if there are any dues of tax, interest, penalty pending which are not stayed by competent authority, or where you have not paid any taxes which you admit to be due. All these can be adjusted from the refund amount. However, under section 56 subsection 11, Commissioner also has the power to withhold refund where the refund order is an appeal or there are any other proceeding pending before the refund is granted. So Commissioner has the power to withhold the refund and to pass the order by giving reasons. Except for these reasons, refunds cannot be stopped. So dear friends, analyze when have you filed RFD 01, analyze when was the refund given to you, even to me in the sense when the refund was put in your bank account, not when it was sanctioned. It may take months before the money comes in bank, but the actual date of payment of refund is when money comes to your bank. And if there are delays, you are liable to claim interest as per it prescribed. It could be 6% or it could be a 9%, including compensatory interest as sanctioned by various high courts. Therefore, this video tells you that 60 days from RFD 01 filing, the proper officer must complete the entire refund process, accept or reject the application, subject to the deductions he can make, subject to the withholding of refund as per provisions we have discussed. So friends, go ahead and claim interest and you will get it, because the departmental circular itself says interest will be automatic after 60 days and it will be the personal responsibility of the proper officers to ensure interest is paid. And no department, whether the SGST or CGST, can deny refund. If you have any problem, contact Sushil Verma, advocate, 98101 88710. The service will be free of charge to you. Thank you so much.